Okay, so my life growing up as a kid was a little different than most. On one side, I had, my mother teaching me everything I knew about school and academics and being sweet and kind and gardening. And on the other hand, I had my father teaching me how to knife fight at age 4. When I met Carmen, my relationship with God was still kind of on the path it was with my father. And my father was the Old Testament man, fire, brimstone, and wrath. I just saw this faith and understanding. She was always there to help me to understand more. She was there to answer my questions, because I always had tons of questions for her. Well, what made me start searching for God is, really my mother at an early age said, I believe in God and your father does, but we want you to go out and explore for yourself and see what you think. And so I studied Buddhism, I studied evolution, I studied just about anything I could get my hands on. And I have throughout my life, throughout my travels in the Navy. I've been around Buddhists, I've been around different faiths. It never led me to Christ because I never understood why we fought so much. And it wasn't until Carmen's father was there for me. Through every time I met him, I would grill him with the hardest questions. And he just loved it. He was there for, he was welcoming for all that. And it was really Carmen's father, Pat, that opened my mind. I've been in and out of churches, and I was never moved. I felt like everyone was asleep, and it was kind of like a feel-good scenario. And I watched a video online in like 180p grain, and I was just blown away that Chris was here saying, hey, let's walk the walk. Let's go out there and let's be like Christ. And I thought, wow, who is, maybe this Christ guy has got something going on after all. This love and this kindness and this charity that I just didn't know. It was Easter morning, 4 a.m. And I said, Lord, I need you. I need you. And I need to know what to do and where to go. I'm sorry, I'm not usually a crying guy. I've cried more in the last 2 weeks than I have in 30 years, I guarantee you. And I said, Lord, where do you want me? I said, my heart is open today. Where can I go? And this feeling just washed over me, and I started to cry. And it's not like the words came to me, but I just knew Wells Branch. I knew it. So baptism for me is a symbol of what Christ did for us. Dying on the cross and being reborn is, for me, going into the water is like going in dead and coming out alive. I said to people that I've known, why didn't you tell me it was like this? Why didn't you tell me it was this great? And people looked at me and said, we were trying all along, Robert. We were trying to tell you this whole time. And I just didn't get it. I didn't know. So it's been the biggest event of my life, and I'm sure it'll always be the biggest event of my life. And I just can't recommend enough that you take the time to open your heart to Christ, because it's real, folks. And I don't want you to be like me saying, why didn't I ask? Why didn't you tell me this? I'm telling you now, man, and if you need me to come shake you, I'll come shake you.